proudly presented by Group Communications, Division of Teleprompter Corporation. Tonight, Ingemar Johansson, the world's heavyweight boxing champion from Gothenburg, Sweden, defends his crown against Floyd Patterson, former heavyweight champion from Rockville Center, New York. This 15-round boxing classic is coming to you live from the Polo Grounds in New York City. Your ringside sportscaster, Chris Schenkel. Ladies and gentlemen, it'll all happen here in about 8 minutes. The beginning of the 15-round World Heavyweight Championship bout between Ingemar Johansson and Floyd Patterson. I'm Chris Schenkel, welcoming you to the Polo Grounds in New York, which is somewhat a scene of bedlam, as nearly 50,000 fans have come out in surprising fashion to witness this, the return bout between Johansson and Patterson. Johansson, the undefeated champion from Gothenburg, Sweden, weighed in at noon today 194 3/4 pounds, a pound and a quarter less than in his first bout against Floyd Patterson. While the challenger and former champion tonight, Floyd Patterson, weighed in 8 pounds heavier at 190 pounds. It's a warm, breezy, beautiful night here at the Polo Grounds in New York, about 68 degrees. That's the story here at the Polo Grounds in New York as the tension and tenseness begins to move in now, which always goes along with a spectacle, a sports spectacle such as this. People from the world of politics, from the movies, from business leaders are here, and we hope that you enjoy it. Right now in the ring, here at the Polo Grounds in New York, we'll join Jack McCarthy, the ring announcer.
In Denver, Colorado.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, before moving up to the ring, this is the challenger tonight, the former heavyweight champion, Floyd Patterson of Rockville Center, Long Island, weighing in at 190 pounds, and here he comes.
Doubleheader in the history of boxing. Many of these same theaters and arenas across the country, in these teleprompter will present a closed-circuit card featuring both these...
Floyd Patterson, who lost his title to Ingemar Johansson in his 5th title defense. And he tries tonight to accomplish something never done before in the heavyweight division, perhaps to regain his heavyweight crown.
Remember these two events.
As we mentioned, nearly 50,000 here tonight. And this, in addition to the glory that the winner receives, will undoubtedly figure in on the spoils of possibly the largest boxing purse in the history of the sport. The last record of over $2,600,000 in the second Dempsey-Tunney fight may be eclipsed tonight by the fact that this tremendous crowd is at the Polo Grounds here on Coogan's Bluff. The fact that Teleprompter Corporation and its many theaters and locations, along with a community antenna system, have an unprecedented crowd which would break the second Basilio Robinson record crowd watching a theater televised bout. We wait now the appearance of the champion from Sweden, and he should be making his way along, coming from the center field stands.
Done by Eddie Fisher with Arlo at the organ.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Swedish national anthem will be sung by Alf Alpha.
While the Swedish national anthem was being presented here, you undoubtedly saw Ingemar Johansson, who did not want to hear it in center field where Willie Mays used to romp here at the Polo Grounds, because he moved in close to the ring, and there he is. The man that 1 year less 6 days is back in New York City to defend the heavyweight champion, which came to him very proudly and to his country, Sweden. In fact, he was the first non-American heavyweight champ in 25 years to win the title. The last prior to him had been Primo Carnera. And he's the first Swedish-born fighter to fight for and get the coveted World Championship. Ingemar Johansson, 27-year-older, who weighed 194 3/4 at noon today. Both he and Floyd Patterson, I might report from having been there, seemed extremely nervous at the weighing-in ceremonies. There are a great number of reporters, probably a record number of reporters, around the 1,600 mark, that are here in person, and of course they took in the weigh-in as well. Through the ropes, there is the champion.
And now, Feature Sports Incorporated presents the main event. 15 rounds of boxing for the heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing from Rockville Center, Long Island, weighing 190 pounds and wearing black trunks, the challenger, Floyd Patterson. From Gothenburg, Sweden, weighing 194 3/4 pounds and wearing white trunks, the heavyweight champion of the world, Ingemar Johansson. The officials assigned here by the New York State Athletic Commission are judges Leo Birnbaum, known better as Bobby Dawson, and Artie Idella. Timekeeper Fred Abatello. Counting for the knockdown at the bell, Al Burl. Referee Arthur
There you see, ladies and gentlemen, Arthur Mercanti, one of the young referees on the New York Athletic Commission staff. This is his first championship bout, first title bout. He's had a great schooling coming up through the ranks. We have worked with him many times before, and we know of his ability, and he is strong, and he is always on top of the fighters without obscuring the view of the many fans, whether it be here at the Polo Grounds or for all of you watching the presentation by the Teleprompter Corporation. We're in the corner of Floyd Patterson. He has with him his trainer with his back to us. You see him lacing on the gloves now. That is Dan Florio, who has to serve as strategist, too. Because in the case of Patterson, and the same is true of Johansson, they have no manager as of record. Customato, who guided Floyd Patterson from his very start, is not licensed by New York State. And Johansson does not have a manager of a license here in the state. But you do see Dr. Carlson, his advisor, Nils Blumberg putting on the gloves, and probably Ingemar's closest advisor on the left, outside the ropes, leaning across, Edwin Alquist. That is Chicky Ferrar, who turns around occasionally with his hand on his hips. He will probably help second the champion, who goes into the bout with a record of 22 consecutive wins. He has scored a total of 14 knockouts. Been a professional since 1952, and this barrel-chested, strong, and rugged heavyweight, again repeating, weighed 194 3/4 pounds. There's a great deal of care taken in putting on the gloves for any championship fight, and we might point out that these are 6-ounce gloves by virtue of the New York State Athletic Commission rules. Incidentally, the scoring in New York State, if you're scoring the bout as you look on with us, is done by a 4-point system, 4 points being the top, going down 4, 3, and 2-1. And there you see part of the nearly 50,000 who have come out to the Polo Grounds, which is tribute indeed to one of the most refreshing promotional organizations in the history of boxing, Feature Sports Incorporated. Such names as Jack Fugazi, Bill Fugazi, Roy Cohen, Neil Walsh, and a host of others who have done a magnificent job. And of course the fans have been stirred, have had their imagination stirred by the fact that Floyd Patterson, at 21, became the youngest young man to win the heavyweight title. But at 25, he's trying to regain it tonight. And he certainly was denied keeping it almost a year ago by the thundering right hand of Ingemar Johansson. Arthur Mercanti, the referee, now trying to get both fighters to come out to the center of the ring so he can explain the rules. Scheduled 15-round World Heavyweight Championship bout. Governor Nelson Rockefeller on hand, along with ex-Governor Thomas Dewey, Jimmy Cagney, Jack Dempsey, Gene Tunney, and all the boxing luminaries who were in the eastern coast area around the time of this bout tonight. Both boys being checked, and let's go up and see what the referee has to say.
Ingemar and Floyd, this being a contest for the heavyweight championship of the world, will necessitate 2 major rule changes. The mandatory 8 count will be waived. You'll resume boxing immediately after a knockdown. The other man will return to this neutral corner and remain there until I signal you to come out boxing. Now, is this understood? It's very important. 3 knockdown rule will also be waived. There can be more than 3 knockdowns in any given round. I warn you now, you will be penalized for any unnecessary roughness or any infraction of the rules. Break when you're told to break. Good luck to both of you. Shake hands now. Return to your corners and await the starting bell.
And so get set, ladies and gentlemen, for Ingemar Johansson as he defends his World Championship against Floyd Patterson. A little later on, you'll hear from my colleague and good friend, Marty Glickman, between rounds. We'll be watching with you, and here we go with the first round at the Polo Grounds. Johansson in white, 194 3/4. Patterson, black trunks, 190 pounds. Watch the pattern of this first round. Patterson's defense thus far, as you have noticed, is less of the peekaboo style. And Johansson is caught with a left on the nose. Another left. Johansson more bewildered than hurt by those punches. There is a mouse under the left eye of Ingemar Johansson, a swollen area under his left eye. Johansson's first right hand missed the target, Patterson's head. Minute to go in this first round. Tiny cut now under the left eye of Ingemar Johansson in white. Johansson has had a variety of expressions here in this first round. 10 seconds till the end of round one. Okay, Marty. Round two, Patterson in black. Johansson in white. Blocked left hook. Johansson's quarter closed the cut under his left eye. Connects. That right hand by Johansson came in on an angle, not straight away at the chin. Patterson backing off. Floyd winked in our direction. Sometimes that is an indication that he's not feeling so good. You'll see a fighter do that out of nervous tension. As you can see, he's backing off, has become more cautious now that he's caught that Swedish right. Minute to go, round two. Punch just a little short. Patterson appears to have shaken off the effects of that right hand. They'll get a rest in 10 seconds. ready now for round 3 at the Polo Grounds. Many more left jabs being used by the fighters than in their initial meeting. One of Patterson's aims, he told us, was to try to gain control of the fight, which he felt he did not have, as was evidenced in the 3rd round a year ago. Arthur Mercanti, the referee. That's right. That's a menacing left jab used by Johansson. Impairs the vision of Patterson. Floyd Patterson unmarked here in the 3rd round. Johansson sustained a swollen area under his left eye and a tiny cut in round 1. Johansson laughing as the punches were not effective. "40 seconds, round 3. Good body punch, hooked to the midsection. And there's a right. Was not on the chin, but it did hit the damaged area under the left eye of Johansson.
Again, Floyd Patterson seems to have won this 3rd round. Unofficially, our scoring has it 2 rounds for Patterson, 1 for Johansson. Round 4 coming up, Chris Schenkel.
Bell for the 4th, and we look at Johansson. The area beneath Johansson's left eye is more swollen now. It covers a larger area right now near his cheekbone. There have been no knockdowns. When 2 heavies meet, anything can happen, so should there be an early ending, stay with us for a videotape rerun of the crucial moments. Johansson and White working hard on that left jab to make it sting a little more than a year ago. Is doing just that. Minutes to go in the 4th round. Less than 1 minute in the fourth round at the Polo Grounds. There you can see the left eye of Johansson. There's complete vision from the left eye. Ten seconds. Here is round 5. Johansson in white, Patterson in the black trunks. A sneak inside right by Patterson. Was a little wide, caught the neck of Johansson. Johansson is down. A left hook. Eight, 9. Johansson is bleeding at the mouth. He was tripped the count of 9. A minute and a half left here in round 5. And there it goes! Eight, 9, and wrestling history is made. Wrestling history is made. Ladies and gentlemen, Johansson, as a precautionary measure, is kept lying on the canvas. However, he is not moving a muscle, as Dr. Alexander Schiff and Dr. Swetnick are trying to revive him. Boxing history has just been made. 8 former heavyweight champions tried to do it, to reclaim their title. They could never do it. Floyd Patterson, 25 years of age, has done it. The time, 1 minute and 51 seconds of round 5. Johansson now beginning to move his head from side to side.
Floyd, will you fellas give us just a second? Floyd, turn around this way. All right, for the ring announcement. The ring announcement.
The time, 1 minute, 51 seconds of the 5th round. And the first man ever to regain the heavyweight championship, the winner, Floyd Patterson.
Tried before, nobody ever did it. You told me at Newtown, Connecticut, you'd know in the first round whether or not you'd knock him out. Did you know?
Well, Howie, I'm not going to kid. I did feel that I had a great chance of knocking him out after the first round, but he caught me with a very good right hand, and I tried to play coy. I tried to make like I was seriously hurt so he can follow up, but he never did.
Floyd, I know you were worried about Ingo. Lifting him up now, and he does not seem seriously hurt.
You mind if I go over and...
I will let you go over, Floyd. In just a minute, if you'll give me just another minute, Floyd. When do you have a rematch coming up under the contract, Floyd?
In 90 days.
In 90 days.
Yeah.
Do you feel that it will be much the same story then, that you've learned how to fight Ingemar?
Well, Howie, I can't say. I sure hope so.
You wouldn't boast about it.
No.
The Ring McCarthy Jack announcer is talking to us about the photographers. One final question, Floyd. When you hit Ingo that first hard left hook that felled him, did you know then that a knockout was sure?
No, I never take for granted of anything. I knew that my possibilities were greater than they were before I got in the ring when I fought him with the left hook.
Do you feel the extra weight helped you a great deal?
I'm punching much harder, yes.
And do you feel that your different style of training this time was much of the story, that you weren't stale?
Yes.
Floyd from Great Britain, you've been on radio and television there. Our congratulations to you from your listeners and viewers in Britain.
Thank you.
All right, Floyd Patterson moving away from us now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try to get to Ingemar Johansson. Now he's on his feet.
Floyd Patterson, the greatest one that ever lived.
All right, let's go over to Ingemar. Eddie, will it be possible, Eddie, to talk with Ingemar on microphone? This is Edwin Alquist, ladies and gentlemen, the business advisor to Ingemar Johansson as Floyd goes over to see how Ingo is. Eddie, you knew it was going to be a very tough bout. Were you shocked by what happened?
I stated all the time it would be a tough fight. Shocked. Anything can happen in boxing, as we say, so Ingmar gets clipped and he has a chance.
Well, you're a philosopher about it, Eddie. Do you feel that next time this will call for a change of style on Ingo's part, the way Floyd changed his tactics for this one?
I don't believe in changing the style.
Do you still feel that he can beat Patterson in a return match?
That's hard to say, but I think it will be a tougher fight yet. If you have beaten him once, he probably could beat him another time, but this was a hard knockout.
A hard knockout. How is the boy? Have you had any report on him yet? I don't want to go over and bother.
Our Swedish doctor said that he'll be all right, he said. I asked him. He'll be our doctor.
Eddie, do you think we could talk to him for just a moment?
I don't think so, no.
As our viewers can see over our heads, but as our listeners can, Ingemar Johansson is not yet back in the corner of his ring, of the ring. He is sitting surrounded by his Swedish and American trainers, Whitey Bimstein. We will try and talk to Whitey Bimstein. Whitey, I hate to bother you now. We're told we've got a minute left here up in the ring. Whitey, is there anything you can say on Ingo's behalf at this moment?
No, I pulled away. Got hit with a punch, pulled away.
Well, do you feel a change of tactics will be called for in the return bout?
Well, 1-1, they can go again. I don't know. I got to stay here and watch this thing.
Okay. How does the boy seem to you, Whitey?
He's all right now.
Okay. We will not bother Ingemar Johansson, as you can see, and as we will tell our listeners, finally he has arisen to his feet. He's looking around, stunned, almost unbelievable.
There now is Ingemar Johansson. He has now become able to regain his feet and walk primarily on his own power. The physicians have been very careful not to move him too rapidly so that were he seriously injured, he would not be further injured. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Rocky Marciano, the retired undefeated heavyweight king of a few years ago, is here with me. And you know, Now, through the miracle of videotape, let's see the exciting climax of the fight that made boxing history as Floyd Patterson regained the heavyweight championship of the world. And Rocky, quite a fight.
Boy, that was a real good fight. Exciting all the way. Floyd was changing his style every second he was in there. He just kept changing his tactics. Would be a left jab to the head, then a left to the body.
There is round 5 now, Rocky.
I'd like to see this again.
We commented that Floyd had greater control in this bout than the earlier
yes,
meeting.
yes.
Very particular way he set him up with that left
Well,
hook,
yes,
Rocky.
he was throwing quite a few left hooks in there, and of course, Ingemar was backing up, trying to avoid them, and he stepped back, and Floyd stepped in. It was just a good, well-timed left hook. See, Johansson stayed straight up there, and it's pretty hard for him to get underneath. Left hook.
Did this surprise you, Rocky?
Yes, it did. I didn't believe that. Oh, boy. That's a real good knockdown. Yeah. He hurt him there, but Ingemar showed some courage here. Yeah, I know he got hit.
That referee was in his first championship bout, Rocky.
Oh, really?
He did a tremendous
yes, he
job.
did a fine job.
90 days.
Fine job.
Is it tough to finish off a man such as this?
Yes, he's a big, strong boy. He really is strong.
It'll be coming up soon, Rocky, so let's watch. You always liked the left hook.
Yeah, Oh, that's a good knockout. Good knockout.
We had him right. We have another bout to follow.
He had not his right hand certainly in that usual punching position that he carried at Johansson, and he was wide open for that hook, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He just stepped back and let his hand drop, and of course, Floyd stepping in with his left hook had a tremendous power, tremendous power in it.
Well, I'm sure, Rocky, that you had talked to both fighters in their training camps as you have been writing a series of articles for a New York newspaper, and I'm sure you got a little bit of the feeling of Floyd Patterson, having lost the crown in this big battle tonight.
Yes, he had the crowd with him tonight. I think they were all for the underdog, which he was, and they gave him a tremendous cheer. I think that helped him because he smiled and looked real confident coming out in that very first round.
What do you think will happen now, Rocky, now that it's 1-1?
You don't know. Of course, both knockouts were convincingly. Ingemar's first knockout last year and Patterson's knockout this year. They both were very convincing.
Rocky, let me ask you one question. Do you have any idea that you might come back and fight one or the other?
Boy, that takes a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking.
Rocky, we enjoyed having you with us because you wore your crown oh so proudly and so well for the United States.
Thank you, Chris.
Rocky Marciano, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again repeating that Floyd Patterson has come back 6 days, less than a year, when he was decked 7 times at the Yankee Stadium ring. He has come back here at the Polo Grounds in New York, scene of many sports history-making affairs, to regain the championship at 1 minute and 51 seconds of round 5. Ingemar Johansson is okay, has moved to the dressing room area. So for Marty Glickman and myself, this is Chris Schenkel saying so long from the Polo Grounds. Group Communications, division of Teleprompter Corporation, has presented another World Heavyweight Championship fight. Promoter, Feature Sports. This telecast has been produced and directed by Jack Lubell. Executive producer, Edgar Sherrick.